In 10 days' time, London goes to the polls to vote in the European elections. But tens of thousands of EU nationals living here may not get the chance to vote. Confusion and delays in the process for registering means many people still haven't been sent polling cards. One MP describes it as a threat to democracy. Here's our Brexit reporter, Marc Ashdown.
German-born but a Londoner for 25 years, Annette desperately wants to have her say in the EU elections.
If the Remain parties do well in this election, I think the message will be very difficult to ignore.
But like thousands of EU nationals living here, she's still waiting and hoping she'll receive a polling card in time.
You know how it makes me feel? There were all these celebrations about the suffragettes, when women got the vote. And I could never really imagine what it would be like not to have to vote just because I'm a woman. Well, now I don't have to vote just because I'm not British. Now I know how it feels and it sucks. It's vile.
Alexandra also wants to vote here, but after registering, rang to double-check and discovered she wasn't on the system.
Personally, my life, all my adult life is in the UK, and decisions taken in the UK affect me directly. So I feel for me and other EU citizens as well, it's quite important to vote in the UK, where is our home.
Now, lots of the problems are because of the confusion surrounding these EU elections. Now, to qualify for a polling card, EU nationals have to fill in an extra form saying they'll be voting here and not in their country of origin. And because of all the toing and froing, those forms weren't actually sent out to them until a couple of weeks ago. The closing date to register was last Tuesday, the same day the government finally confirmed we'd be taking part in the elections. The changes have already had an impact. In 2009, just over 1 million EU nationals in the UK voted in the EU election, about a third of those living here. In 2014, when this new form was introduced, that fell to just over 300,000. So how many will vote this time?
I've got people who have been in the UK for 30 or 40 years. The idea that they turn up to vote and can't vote, I think that will be a real travesty of justice. And we've done all we can to try and promote this particular form that needs to be filled, but there will be people who, for whatever reason, haven't seen that publicity, and they should be given just a form to tick a box to say that they're voting at that polling station on the day, and then they should be allowed to vote.
And there are some Brexiteer EU nationals who also want the chance to reinforce their Leave message.
I'm quite positive about change. What has become obvious is how the political class has been, divorced from its electorate for many years, and they have never really realised this. But I think Brexit has brought this forward.
The Electoral Commission says it's up to Parliament to change the law to allow voters to fill in the form at polling stations. Or there could be disappointment for thousands at the ballot box. Marc Ashdown, BBC London News.